Indeed. So you spoke about the twin, I'm going to call them the twin ships, the twin agreements that you are establishing. And I imagine you're targeting China. But what are other parts of the world?
So that's a very important question to touch on, or issue to touch on, because looking at China, China is the biggest food importer globally,
right,
and of course the second largest economy globally. But looking at the UAE doesn't grow any of its food. So our next step now is to penetrate the UAE.
The Middle East.
Absolutely. So we have, of course, what is known as the Gulf Food Expo, which takes place every January. And we are, working towards getting our SMEs to be showcased there.
Yeah.
And recently participated in the SA France Investment Conference, which took place in May this year, where we also established contacts for a need for the showcase or an expo of South African consumables. So we are looking to broaden our footprint, but we're also very mindful, Godfrey, that we cannot just take our SMEs on this great journey without actually ensuring that they are well prepared, that they are well equipped, that they are well exposed, they understand the requirements for trade with each and every region.
100%.
Labeling requirements, for instance, in China are very different from the labeling requirements for, Europe and America.
Yeah.
So there's an aspect where we really need to train them and take them along with us. And that's why their relationships with the likes of Standard Bank, with PSA, and the various government agencies are very important, and the DTIC, because together we can actually make this work. It's not a one-man show, and we don't claim to be the heroes in this game. We want to walk this journey together with them.
Time is not our friend. But of course, there's the other aspect that we need to talk about, and two things very quickly. One is the AFCFTA. We need to talk about it, of course, because yes, it's great to look at China, but that's far away. Next door, you have a whole market that's waiting for you from an African perspective. I want your thoughts on that. And then secondly, the cost of getting the capital to get those products into the continent. I often hear SMEs struggle with trade finance. How are you addressing that?
So trade finance remains a sore point. And
is Standard Bank listening or after?
Standard Bank has a package for SMEs in that respect, but also the DTIC also has funding that our SMEs can apply for in order for them to be able to, to be agile in the marketplace. Now, when you speak of the Africa reach and how we can ensure that we are also accessible to the rest of the continent, this is why we're an e-commerce association, because we have realized and identified the gap in the market is that not only do our products need to get to the likes of Kenya, Tanzania, Central Africa, but vice versa. We also need to access their commodities. And so we are finalizing a platform that is going to be the premium African e-commerce platform for all African products that can be accessible or accessed by the European markets, the Chinese market. It's going to be far-reaching in terms of the impact, and the footprint is going to ensure that there is, an absolute win-win for everybody in the game.